If you're hot on the election trail, you may have wanted to make your way to Fargo this morning as the third GOP candidate to visit North Dakota arrived. Former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney made an all-important stop in hopes of earning caucus support for Super Tuesday. Romney spoke to a crowd at Wrigley Mechanical Incorporated. He addressed unemployment issues facing the country.
When he takes that tax rate from 35% to 40%, he kills jobs. He makes it harder for small business people to expand, add plant and equipment, and to hire people, and to raise wages. He kills the economy. That's what he's doing. What I want to do instead is to have a 20% rate reduction across the board for all Americans. Let's get America back to work.
He also discussed energy and the Keystone Pipeline.
And of course, let's get that Keystone Pipeline constructed.
North Dakota and 9 other states will decide who their delegates will back for the GOP nomination this Tuesday. Ron Paul and Rick Santorum have already made campaign stops in North Dakota. The only one who hasn't yet scheduled a stop is former House Speaker Newt Gingrich. The Jamestown City street crews are facing a staffing shortage as they are starting the cleanup process from the snowstorm we received this week. Jamestown City engineer Reed Schwarzkopf said they barely have enough staff to take care of the emergency routes and the downtown area. The city crews worked Wednesday on the emergency routes and were shifting to the residential routes today. Schwarzkopf said the city normally has a full-time street crew of 11 people, but they are currently down to 8 due to illness, injuries, and planned vacation. The Energy Department says North Dakota oil drillers are taking deep price cuts compared to other U.S. crude because their production is outpacing the ability to move the oil to the market efficiently. The agency said crude from North Dakota has been traded at record price discounts so far this year compared to the U.S. benchmark for crude oil. State Mineral Resources Director Lynn Helms said North Dakota oil drillers continues to be on pace for a record year despite the price cuts. No snow yet today. Jessica Gulseth can tell us if we can expect more flurries in the upcoming days. Jessica?
Thanks. Today wasn't the warmest, but nothing to complain about. We reached a high of 30 degrees. Tonight we'll see chilly temperatures around 14 degrees. Friday, snow likely, mainly afternoon. Blistering winds with a high of 27 degrees. And, if you couldn't guess, a chance of snow as well. Snow accumulation of less than a half an inch with a 60% chance of precipitation. Saturday, a slight chance of snow in the early afternoon. Sunday, we may see 30 degrees, and Monday, a high of almost 40 degrees. Seems like we're slowly working back up to the temperatures we've been used to this winter. Even Tuesday, we may see a high of 40 as well. It's the beginning of a new month, and the week is winding down. The students, as well as the professors, are ready for a break. Friday is the last day of classes on campus for a week. Hopefully, in that time, we'll be on our way into spring and not heading back to winter. That's all for today, Jamestown. Now back to you.
Thanks, Jessica. Speaking of snow, California is hearing a lot about it. In the state's Sierra Nevada, a late winter storm dumped at least 6 feet of flakes at the highest elevations. Despite the heavy snowfall, California is still far behind in the amount of water needed to sustain use in the state for the rest of the year. They use reservoirs and systems of aqueducts to deliver snowmelt to 28 million Californians who depend on it for all or part of their water. Turning to sports, we look to Matt Balshaw for more information.
In the NBA news, the Minnesota Timberwolves finished their second game in California with a loss to the LA Lakers last night. Kobe Bryant was cleared to play by doctors and started the game with a custom-made face mask to protect the broken nose that occurred in the All-Star game last weekend. The Timberwolves' main threat this year, Kevin Love, sat the game out with flu-like symptoms, giving Derek Williams the start. The Lakers had the Timberwolves in their back pocket as the game ended 104-85 to the Lakers. Kobe Bryant had 8 assists and 31 points. On other news, President Obama voiced his opinion over the opportunity to have a playoff system in college football. President Obama would like to see the college football's postseason altered. As we saw with the New York Giants this year, an unexpected run that a championship game should not be decided by the poll voters. That's the sports wrap for today. Back to you, Courtney.
Thanks, Matt. That's all for the news tonight on this first day of March. Please join us again tomorrow night as we will once again connect the campus with the community. I'm Courtney Oliver. Good night, Jamestown.